Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, Tabernacle of David. And the brother Yahshua, I'm back with the World War III Daily Update. All right, and right out the box, I want to give a shout out to Secret Files 333. Who has been very instrumental in making these daily updates, because it's probably the best channel for keeping up on current events having anything to do with war. All right, so shout out to them. And we're going to go straight to that after a couple of precepts. So this is Revelation 9 and 12, all right? One woe is past. Let's talk about the First World War, which you can read about up here, all right? All of this is speaking of World War I. Breastplates of iron, their wings, sound of chariots, many horses. Many horses is talk about tanks, which they were new at the time. They had biplanes, right? Tail gunners, okay? So World War I is past, and behold, there come two more woes hereafter. All right, so that's in Revelation 9. Now we go up to 11, and we're dealing with World War II and the one that comes after that. All right, Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past. That's World War II. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, World War III cometh quickly. So it's all in the scriptures. All right. And the guy from Secret Files was able to see. He has eyes to see and ears to hear. And what that translates to is understanding. Okay? Because he agreed with what the scriptures are saying. It's not about whether you agree with me or not. Right? If the Spirit of the Lord is on you, it's going to be made clear to you what is being said. All right? Now, two things are going on. This guy, whoever he is, the Most High is using him to bring a visual to these scriptures. Okay? And I was led to his site, Secret Files 333. And as you can see, this is today, right? If I hit refresh, okay? This guy is posting updates. This was an hour ago. So whatever this is, it's only an hour. 4 hours ago, 12 hours ago, not even a day ago, 22 hours ago. That's 4 videos letting you know. It's almost, blow by blow. Whatever's going on in the world, this awesome channel is keeping you abreast. And then the videos are so short, you can watch them all and come up. It's not a 20-minute video. You could come up on current events in less than 10 minutes. Look at this. There's 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes. That's not even 5 minutes. 6 almost. That's a little over 5 minutes, 3 videos. Let's say 7 minutes, and now you know everything that's going on today. Now let's just read some of the headlines, okay? An hour ago, Biden promises more strikes against ISIL, which is ISIS, which is the Islamic State, which really goes back to Babylon the Great, which is, I'm sitting in it right now. CIA Eagle Base, and see, this guy knows something. All right. He certainly knows how to bring out this information. Okay. And all I have to do is point it out and filter it through the scriptures, and it's all there. All right. Biden promises more uh, strikes. Where? In Afghanistan. I thought they were pulling out. ISIS-K. Okay? He knows the story. If you can call it ISIL, which is what Obama called it, all right? And they're all in cahoots. CIA Eagle base in Kabul blown up. In Afghanistan. Explosion heard near Kabul airport. This is 12 hours ago, not the one 3 days ago. You understand? This is up-to-date information about what's going on now. All right? Israeli Defense Federation strikes Gaza after violent border riots. So what it all comes to, and 1 day ago, this is Monday. We don't do the daily update on Saturday and Sunday. This is Sunday. Iraq, Kuwait, okay? U.S. airstrike targets ISIL in Afghanistan 1 day ago. Okay, ISIS-K. Russian jets have attacked. I'm just looking for different names right now. Israel, this is Saturday. Israel gave U.S. 2-hour notice on Iran attack. What is this? It all culminates into World War III. Have they declared the war yet? One day they're going to have an emergency. This is an emergency. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. It's not going to be a test. It's going to be an announcement. We have declared war. It's going to be a declaration of war. Your boy, the president, what's his name? Sleepy Joe, is going to come up 2 days ago. 2 days ago. This goes back over the weekend. Israel is accelerating operational plans. What is operation? Operation Desert Storm. Operation, to let you know, an operation is a military undertaking. All right? So what is Operation, what do they call this thing? Warp Speed. What is Operation Warp Speed? It's a military action on the U.S. people, by the U.S. citizens, by the U.S. government. Can you see through what is going on? All right? Not only is war taking place in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, it's taking place right here in Babylon the Great. Okay? And who's doing that? The Most High is doing it. All right? Where is that? Okay, 2 days ago. Israel is accelerating operational plans to take action against Iran, called World War III. Breaking, U.S. B-52 and B-2 Spirit bombers are flying to Afghanistan. I thought we were pulling out. Now, how would we know this? Because they're not telling you this on the mainstream media. Who is reporting on what is going on? Here it is. World War III is going down under everybody's nose and nobody knows about it. But this guy, whoever it is, could be a girl, whoever it is keeping you up to date, damn near by the hour. So this guy, the Most High is blessing this guy or gal, whoever it is. Good job. You're a blessing. You're a blessing to me. The water, meaning thank you. Israel gave U.S. to it. There's Israel. There's Babylon. Okay. Dealing with Afghanistan in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Here's Israel. going against Persia, the Carmanians. This is all in the scriptures. So the scriptures, these are prophecies coming to pass, is what this is. Okay, and this guy is he's keeping it real. Russian fighters, this is the bear, okay, or Gog and Magog, all right? This is Afghanistan, the dragons of Arabia. Okay, everybody has a biblical name. The United States, it doesn't say America in the Bible, it says Babylon the Great. Not ancient Babylon, but Babylon the Great. All of those kingdoms, Babylonian, Medo-Persian, Grecian, Roman, Egyptian, all of those put together is Babylon the Great. That's what goes on here in America. All right? They worship all of the deities of all of the ancient kingdoms. That's why you have a pyramid on the back of your dollar, or an obelisk as the Washington Monument, or an ancient obelisk in Central Park, okay, that they brought over here from Egypt, going back thousands of years, all right? Iraq and Kuwait, well, Daddy Bush went into Kuwait in the early 90s, and then his son went into Iraq, all right? Look at all the names. Gaza, IDF, that's Israel, Kabul in Afghanistan, Kabul, CIA, who's that? Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda. Okay, and you see how these names done reemerge out of nowhere. Oh, I thought ISIS was just gone. I thought Trump had eradicated ISIS. Well, whenever you need the boogeyman to show up, you just bring out his name. ISIS, Al-Qaeda. Well, here they are. Taliban, right? Saddam Hussein. What's the guy? Muammar Gaddafi. When you need a boogeyman, right, to point a finger at and say, well, this is the reason we had to do some bombing and strafing and killing people, blowing shit up, okay? This is what World War III is about. Now, have they said World War III yet? Hey, first of all, it cannot be stopped because the Most High is bringing it. The Most High is mustering the host of the battle, all right? This is Joel 3, and we can just read this caption right here. The Lord judges who is the Lord? Yahweh is his name. God. God judges the nations. We're in the time of great judgment right now. You can see it. Wars, rumors of wars, famines and pestilences. Okay, it's all here. Earthquakes in diverse places. For behold, in those days, and what days? These days, and in that time, what time? The last days, and in this time. What is the Most High doing? When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, well, we as slaves over here in America who haven't been set free yet, okay? And guess what? We're not the only slaves over here. Everybody is a damn slave in America. And you need to wake up to, oh, I'm free. You're not free. You got that mask on your face, don't you? You ain't free. When the second lockdown comes, we're going to see how free you are. You're going to have to fight to prove that you're free. And guess what? When that robotic dog comes out and lays your whole family flat in 3 seconds, what the fuck are you going to? You ain't free. Nobody's free over here. Okay? So cut with that land of the free bullshit. We're going to see how free you are when they're frog marching your ass to a FEMA camp and making you put a foreign object in your arm so that you can be a good slave, boy. All right? Anyway, we're still in slavery. That's what this means. All right? What does captivity mean? When they put handcuffs on your ass, it's equivalent to those chains, manacles, leg shackles, and then they put your ass in that jail cell. That's equivalent to being a slave. Slave labor. Go look it up. Go look up the, what is it, the 14th Amendment? Oh, in the event that we lock your ass up, you're a slave again. Go look it up. All right? Now, this is God talking. When I take my people out of slavery for good, all right, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. What does that mean? It means I will gather the armies of the world and bring them down into the Middle East. And this guy is providing the video footage of it going down to the hour. Let's refresh again. Oh, still says an hour ago. Now, God put the Spirit on this guy to do this. And then he put the Spirit on me to take these things and put them together with the scriptures and show you what's going on at this today. Okay? So that's all let's watch one. We're going to watch one. They're only a minute. And they're awesome. Okay? This dude is doing an awesome job. So big ups to him. Let's watch this.
As we get older,
except for the commercial. And I understand you got to keep it real.
Biden promises more strikes against ISIL affiliate in Afghanistan.
See that? See this information just coming out? Here's where it's going. From the spiritual standpoint, this is God making these people, right, come against each other. And this guy, he's bringing it out, right, from a three-dimensional standpoint. This is great info. But from the spiritual, you're like, well, what's going on over there? I thought the motherfuckers were leaving. No, they're not leaving. Just like God hardened Pharaoh's heart. That's what this is. Oh, we're getting the hell out of here. No, you're not. I'm going to harden your heart and make you turn around. I'm going to put hooks in your jaws and make you go right back over there.
Pledge comes as the Taliban condemns the U.S. drone attack on ISKP, describing the operation as a clear attack on Afghan territory.
Okay, so this is so new. The Taliban in the U.S. had a deal. Okay, we're not going to kill each other. We can get our people up. Hey, that's over. Okay, that's over. And this could all be theater, right? Because the Taliban is clearly working with the United States. And who was the bad guy in the bombing situation? Oh, it was ISIS. Well, ISIS is the United States too. Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda, and Tim Osman, who is Osama bin Laden, who worked for the CIA. It's all the same, all right? Is this theater? Whether it is or not, this information is awesome. To be able to see it in the spirit is something different. You got to have spiritual eyes.
U.S. President Joe Biden has promised further attacks against the ISIS group's affiliate in Afghanistan.
Wait a minute. I thought that, right? I thought that you were leaving Afghanistan. It looks like you're going back and bombing. I thought you had a deal with the Taliban not to fight until all the people, what is that, till tomorrow, the 31st? The bomb, well, I guess that's off, right? Because the bombs are dropping. We promised to come and get you. We're going to hunt you. Dude, is this all, a good show? Well, it is at the highest level. The one you call Yahweh, well, the one we call Yahweh, that's his name, who you call God, it's his show. And it's awesome. Just like when Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt, there was a war going on. Okay? Egypt, who was the superpower at the time, was fighting against the Most High. And the Most High laid that ass down and delivered the children of Israel. Well, that's what's going on right now. But this is like 20.0. This is going to eclipse what happened in Egypt. And I'll have to show that.
Retaliation for a deadly suicide bombing on Thursday outside Kabul airport and warned that the situation on the ground continues to be extremely dangerous, with another attack highly likely in the coming hours. This strike was not the last. We will continue to hunt down any person involved in that heinous attack and make them pay, Biden said in a statement on Saturday. Our commanders informed me that an attack is highly likely in the next 24 to 36 hours.
I wonder how they know that. Is it inside intel? Is this a false flag at the highest level? Are they creating all of this? Are bombs actually dropping?
I directed them to take every possible measure to prioritize force protection. The Pentagon said earlier on Saturday that a U.S. air attack in Afghanistan killed 2 high-profile SKP targets and left another wounded. No civilians were hurt in the U.S. attack early on Saturday, Major General Hank Taylor told a news conference. The Pentagon declined to say if the people targeted in the U.S. attack were directly involved in the suicide bombing. They were ISIS-K planners and facilitators.
Wait a minute, let's hear that again. Listen to that great information.
Were directly involved. Conference. The Pentagon declined to say if the people targeted in the U.S. attack were directly involved in the suicide bombing. They were ISIS-K planners and facilitators. That's enough reason they're alone, said spokesman John Kirby. The fact that 2 of these individuals are no longer walking on the face of the earth.
Do you hear? This guy's digging up quotes from these people, right, in less than days, accompanied by footage, and not all of the footage directly goes to, but the information, all right, the up-to-date information. This guy is a fucking rock star.
Good thing. The Taliban condemned the U.S. drone attack on ISKP members, with a spokesman describing the operation as a clear attack on Afghan territory. Zabihullah Mujahid also told Reuters news agency on Saturday that
now with that, they can escalate the fighting and the little stand-down order is over right here before tomorrow. They can escalate this thing.
Mujahid also told Reuters news agency on Saturday that the Taliban expected to take full control of Kabul airport shortly, once U.S. forces leave, and would announce a full cabinet in the coming days. Thursday's blast, which targeted throngs of Afghans gathered outside the airport in hopes of fleeing the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, opened a deadly new chapter in the drama unfolding as the frantic U.S. evacuation drive approaches its Tuesday deadline for completion. More than 5,000 people remain inside Kabul airport awaiting evacuation.
Love that. Ding. All right. Hey, so informative. In almost 2 minutes, well, a little over 2, you get so much information. And then, okay, see, the men of the Lord, we know how to look at something like this and determine what is going on. We know that the United States is Al-Qaeda. We know that the United States is ISIS. They're telling you themselves that the Taliban is working with the United States. You don't take over a whole country in a week unless somebody handed it to you and gave you the keys, and the tanks are already running. They're already started up. Just hop in and go. Okay? Don't be deceived on what you believe is going on. The information is awesome, but with it, you filter it through the scriptures. Okay? Why do they call it the New World Order? because it's a world order. They came down, sat down at a table, and negotiated and came to terms, right? They're not going to tell you what the G8 or G20, they sat down and they made a deal with each other. What deal did they make? They made a deal to come against the children of Israel. And it's in the scriptures. And these people are going to do exactly what God makes them do. What is he making them do right now? He's making them gather in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay? And we're watching it. Did they make a deal? Let's show you. Here's the deal that they made. God made them make the deal. So they have already made a deal. Now they're going to show you what you want to see. Oh, well, we're fighting each other. You're not fighting each other. You made a deal. Psalm 83. Keep not thou silence, O God. Okay? So this is about God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God. For look, your enemies make a tumult. Okay? So God has enemies according to this. And they that hate thee, who hates God? His enemies have lifted up, they're proud. These proud idiots who think they could come up against God because you don't want to do what he tells you to do. And he created you like a robot to do exactly what you're doing. They, who's they? His enemies, God's enemies, who we're going to name in a minute. There's a list of them. Have taken crafty counsel. They came together at a G20, sat down at a table, had representatives from each country. They have taken crafty counsel against God's people. Who's God's people? It's going to tell you. And consulted, right? Con means with. Okay? They came together and spoke, made an agreement, consulted against thy hidden one. Who's the hidden ones? Israel, because nobody knows who the Israelites are. We're hidden away in the jails, in the prison houses. Here's what they planned. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being who? That the name of Israel, cut who off? Cut Israel off, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and Seminole Indians, from being a nation so that nobody will ever remember them ever again. Not the people sitting in the land of Israel that everybody knows about. They're not hidden. They're bringing the war. They're starting the war. They're egging everybody on. Okay? For they have consulted together with one consent. That's a conspiracy. All right? Here's what's really going on. So what we're watching here, right? All of this, is this just theater? When you consider that the Taliban is working with the United States, right? Number one, and then ISIS is a construction of the United States, and Al Qaeda is nothing more than the CIA. What are we watching? When you have insider information on what's actually going on, they are confederate against thee. Who is confederate? Afghanistan, United States, all of these little proxies, Hamas. See, they want you to believe in a boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? ISIS. ISIS is, it was ISIS. ISIS-K. That's a boogeyman. Al-Qaeda. They brought down the Twin Towers. Boogeyman. Osama bin Laden. Boogeyman that works for the CIA. Okay? Who were the Bushes? The Bush crime family was working with The bin Laden family of Saudi Arabia, they're good friends. When you go back and find out. So, why would those good friends, right, attack each other? Or did they? Or is this theater? All the world is a stage. All right? Now, who is they? They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Here's they, the tabernacles of Edom, the Edomites, and the Ishmael. This is the so-called white men. This is the so-called Arabs, the Japanese, the Africans. Get it? Japanese. Oh, Salaki. This is the Chinese, Japanese, the so-called Israelis. All right. These are Africans. This name right here goes back to Palestine. Philistines are the ancient, what they today call the Palestinians. But the Philistines are Africans, not the Arabs over there calling themselves Philistines. You understand? So we can look into the scriptures, and if you know what's going on, Tyre is Africans. Okay? There's a list of God's enemies that hate him. They hate God. And they have a plan. What is their plan? To kill you Israelites, Negroes, Latinos. That's what's really going on. And to bring in their new world order. Why do they have to kill the Israelites? Because God is about to set up his kingdom. And they know that. They know. Well, let's look at God's plan. Here's what God's going to do. We just seen their plans, but here's God's plans. I will gather all nations. I will gather the armies and bring them into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, God's judgment. And we could get deeper into what's actually going on, but I'm not going to do that. Right now, on Monday, we'll do that tomorrow. Monday, today, I just want to big up Secret Files 333 for bringing this thing to visual life. All right. So with that, keep your eyes glued on World War III. Again, shout out to Secret Files 333. With that, we can say we hope that the elect were edified. And with that, shalom.